Hi, welcome back to Happy Apple Core Homestead. Today is Raspberry Wine Part 2. I'm going to tell you everything you need and then we're going to walk through it together. This raspberry wine has been through its primary fermentation. If you haven't seen Part 1, I will put it up here for you. And it's now time to put it into its secondary fermentation. This process lasts between 2 to 3 weeks. Here in front of me, I have a 5-gallon carboy. This is a 3-gallon recipe. That's okay because it's going to bubble up quite a bit. We'll talk more about why it's okay to use a larger carboy later. I also have my wine thief, my hydrometer, and I have the auto siphon and the tubing that goes with it, as well as an airlock. I also have some diammonium phosphate, which is an additional yeast nutrient. We did use a yeast nutrient in the primary fermentation, and we're going to use a little bit more for this secondary fermentation. And I have some distilled water. Here I have my bucket of raspberries that has been fermenting away for the last 6 days. And we're going to dive into that. I'll show you what it looks like. We're going to strain out the must bag, which is where the raspberries are contained. And we're going to transfer everything into this carboy. Everything that is going to touch the wine has been sanitized. I use Easy Clean. Just make sure you use something to completely sanitize your wine equipment. Otherwise, it's very likely to spoil and ruin all of your hard work. Since winemaking is a very time-consuming process, I want to make sure you get set up with the best information possible for success. I'm going to move you around to a different angle and we'll move on to the first step. The first thing we're going to do is put on some gloves. Then we will remove the cover. And here you can see how pretty the wine is. I've been mushing this down every day. I don't always do that, but I wanted to get as much of that beautiful color out as I could. So we're gonna grab this bag and we're gonna squeeze out all this juice. Not really much left in here except for the seeds, and I'll go ahead and put those in my compost, and then I'll wash this mesh bag so that we can use it another time. This looks really pretty. The next thing we're going to do is transfer this into the carboy. Our goal is to put most of this into this carboy, and when I say most of it, it's because at the bottom here where you can't see, there is some dead yeast. And the dead yeast is called lees, and we would like to leave those behind in the bucket. I'm going to start here up a little bit high, and then we'll move on down to the floor. Here's our auto siphon. Rubber end goes in just like so. Okay, there we are. Tube goes into the carboy. And the auto siphon goes right into the bucket. Give it a couple pumps and it will start flowing on its own. Now that the wine is in the carboy, I would like to check the gravity. So I'm going to get my wine thief, grab some wine, and my hydrometer. I'm just going to put the heavy end down and give it a good spin. And we are at... well, more fermentation happened than I expected. We are at a just over 1.000, which is fine. Once I put the diammonium phosphate in here, it might actually finish up sooner than 2 weeks. so I will be keeping a close eye on it. Once it gets down to 0.999 or 998, it's done fermenting and it will be time for the next step. Our next video will be on that next step, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned and all that jazz so that you can get a notification of my next video. Okay, now got that wine back in there. Let's go ahead and add the diammonium phosphate, which is a yeast nutrient. Here we go, we got a 1/4 teaspoon here, and we're gonna want to put in 1 1/4 teaspoons. You don't want to put these crystals directly into the carboy. It's important to mix it with a little bit of distilled water. Otherwise, you could have volcano action. And now we just want about a teaspoon, just a little bit of water to mix it in. Distilled water, or alternatively, you could boil some water. And give that a good stir. And then we'll pour that right into the top. Last step is to install your airlock. And I've got this type here today. It doesn't matter what kind you use as long as it fits on your carboy. This part goes in just like so. Then I've got a cap for this guy. And to fill your airlock, you can use Everclear, vodka, boiled water. I'm going to use the distilled water today. It's really important that you keep an eye on your airlock and make sure it does not go dry. The reason why it's okay during the secondary fermentation to use a much larger carboy is because the gas buildup will hit this airlock and it will keep the surface of the wine free from oxidation. If this was later on in the clearing phase, then you would want to make sure that your wine goes all the way up to the neck, because large exposure of air can cause spoilage of the wine. But during this phase, the secondary fermentation, it's okay. It's going to bubble up quite a bit anyway. You're going to want room for that to happen, and the airlock and the gas will keep it safe. Once it's in the clearing phase after this one, then there's not going to be any more releasing gases to protect a large surface. So hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments for me. And then that lid goes on here. Check your airlock every couple days, make sure that it hasn't run dry. What you're going to do with this now is put it in a cool, dark place. Normally, the secondary fermentation lasts anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks. I highly recommend that you do what I did earlier, check your gravity, because the closer it is to 0.999, the closer it is to being finished. A lot of times when we move into secondary fermentation, it's at a 1.040-ish. It went faster this time. I don't know why. I don't know the science behind why it fermented faster, but the diammonium phosphate is really going to kick it into gear, so this very well could be done in a week. I will be checking it daily just to make sure. When the gravity gets down to 0.999, we are going to do Raspberry Wine Part 3, and I'll be back with you then. That's it for Raspberry Wine Part 2. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments for me. I do respond to every single comment. And also, my herbal website is live. It's down in the description box. Check it out. You can order lots and lots of different medicinal herbal salves and beauty products and things like that for men and women. All right, you guys, I will be seeing you soon. Bye!